welcome back, everyone, to the Dead Film Critics Society podcast. I'm here with, as always, my lovely co-host, in Billing. And today we're going to talk about Saltburn, which may or may not be a film that warrants this much discussion, but we'll talk about it anyways.
Yeah, it's also a film I should not have watched with my father and my stepmom. That was a
No.
mistake. I didn't know what I was getting into, man, and neither did they, and I felt so bad about putting them through that, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We're also going to look at the results of our little Metacritic thing that we usually do twice a year, I think, technically.
Yeah, I'm betting you one.
Times a year.
I'm calling it right now.
I don't know. We'll see. I had some misfires, but we'll see how it went. And just talk about some movie news and everything going on. I think last time we talked, the actor strike was still going on, so that is over.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Is made.
And the writer's strike, of course,
Yeah.
which is very good. I'm happy that all that stuff is over, but how long will this piece last, though? Because the greed that Hollywood studios have been exhibiting lately is off the charts, quite frankly, and I don't think that it's going to be long before they take these people for granted again, and then we have another strike, Then they have to relearn the same lesson all over again. So
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a contentious issue. But I think overall, though, despite that, it's been a pretty good year for films. Like, I don't know how many new releases you've seen this year. I've broken my record again. I don't know if I'll break it next year, but I think I'm at 103 films from 2020.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
A lot of that's from TIFF. Yeah. A lot of that was my TIFF binge. I hadn't watched as much stuff this semester. It was probably my busiest semester academically.
No, that's fair. Me too, honestly. Like, I haven't had much time to watch movies. I've watched a few series, which I kind of mentioned to you before we started recording, and I'll briefly touch on those at the end, but, yeah.
Yeah, but I always like to hear your news first.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm always kind of the big, the news dropper guy. You got the more niche stuff, but the biggest thing I think we can talk about is the fact that Jonathan Majors has finally been dropped by Disney. Following his guilty verdict in court, which I gotta say, really disappointing. Not because I'm on his side. I mean, it's kind of shitty what he did, to be honest, but it sucks because I like him as an actor. I think he's an excellent actor. It's just a shame that he's not a great person, I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of not great. And it would have... it would have been nice to see where he could have taken the character Kang, but Marvel Studios is just has run for any MCU film ever, which is pretty disappointing as well. So, I mean, it is kind of expected. Like, Captain Marvel hasn't really exactly been too popular these days, mainly because of how people view the actress who portrays her, which is unfortunate because I don't think there's anything wrong with her. But I don't know, from what I heard, that movie wasn't that great. Not bad, but just average. And I know I had no interest to go see it. It just looked kind of standard. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think as far as Majors goes, like, that situation, I think it should be removed from the MCU. Obviously, it's another, realistically, it is another detriment to what Marvel's been trying to do, trying to continue their success after doing their whole film saga that ended with Endgame. I don't know. I'm more and more removed from Marvel films. Like, I think, like a lot of people, the only thing I saw was Guardians 3. That's because
Guardians 3 was solid,
and that was solid.
It's an excellent film. Yeah, I was very happy with that.
And I feel like, frankly, like, for these kind of films to do well, like at this point they need more. Like, they need either really good critical reception, which Guardians had very good critical reception. It also had a clear, recognized name behind it with James Gunn, and obviously people like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They had a reputation for being good, previously.
Yep.
So that always helps. Yeah, I don't know. I think Marvel is going to be a lot less relevant for the upcoming years. I think particularly next year we're probably going to get a decent break from superhero films. I don't think Marvel has that much coming up. I remember seeing like nothing big. I think they have an. I
Yeah.
think that they're going through with the Agatha movie, and then they have like that. They're trying to
Wait, sorry,
start.
Agatha's getting her own movie.
I think it was a. Is it a series or a movie? I don't know. Maybe it's a movie.
I feel
It
I
must be
feel
a
like I
series.
thought I heard it was the series because like there's no conceivable way, like, no disrespect to Catherine Hahn, she's an excellent actress, I do quite like
Okay,
her,
yeah,
but
it's a mini series. Sorry. And
okay, I mean, so I was just gonna say because I don't think Agatha Harkness could carry its own movie. I think that would not do very well, and honestly, I don't even know if anyone's really gonna tune into the series. Same with Echo, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm
I
gonna
might
like.
watch. That's the only thing I might actually
Uh,
watch, frankly, because it looks
if
kind
I
of
hear it's
interesting.
good, then I'll check it out. But honestly,
Yeah.
I have not been impressed with Marvel lately. You know,
No.
except for Loki season 2. I actually quite enjoyed
Oh
that. That
yeah.
was pretty fun.
Yeah. The only.
Loki season 2 was. It felt a little bit like. It felt a little bit like. I don't know. That's a weird way to describe it. Mainly because Kiki Kwan was in it as well, but it felt almost like Everything Everywhere All at Once in some of its themes, I guess. But
It
you know,
already
it was a good time.
kind of had that with its like whole multi-dimensional time travel thing.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, obviously, I think they probably leaned into that a little bit more, especially after the success of Everything Everywhere and having Ki Hoi Kwan. You know, he's
Yeah,
very
no, it was a
very
good choice.
Yeah, I basically everything from Marvel I'm looking at hinges on Deadpool 3, which is technically
Yep,
now an MCU movie.
yep.
Even though like I don't know, I never will think of like Deadpool will do well only because I think people don't think of it as an MCU movie really.
That is true. Yeah.
Like because there's been also a lot of talk about how the Disney brand in general is suffering. One reason pointed out by this one long video was which I thought had some valid points, was how that people know that Disney films, if they recognize it as a Disney brand, they know it will be on Disney Plus within a few months, at least half a year. So like there isn't really the urgency to go see these things in theaters nearly as much, especially when it comes to stuff like kids films like Wish did not do very well. Elemental
Oh, don't even
generally
get me
did
fucking
well.
started on Wish.
No one saw
Fucking
Wish. I don't know a single human being who saw Wish. I didn't
It
see
literally
Wish.
just. I hated the ads. First of all, the ads where Chris Pine was just singing that, like, no offense, because he's actually not a bad singer, but like, just the song was. It was so fucking annoying. And then in contrast, I was getting ads for like Journey to Bethlehem, and that shit was exciting me and making me want to convert to Christianity. Like that was kind of crazy seeing bloody Antonio Banderas and Milo Manheim like actually
Yeah.
putting their whole like pussy into every song they were singing. It was kind of nuts, you know. Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like Disney has really had a bit of a downfall. They can't just put out anything anymore. That's the thing they're not
Yeah.
understanding. You know, they feel like just the Disney brand will be enough to carry them, but like in an entertainment industry that I feel like is more saturated than ever, they can't just rely on what they've done before. It's all about what you're going to do next, right? And their next projects have been anything but stellar. They've
Yeah.
been pretty lackluster, especially Indiana Jones 5. Do you have any idea how sad that makes me? Because like I'm such a big Indiana Jones fan. It's not really typical for people from my generation. I know it's like kind of an old man type of franchise, right? But I really like those movies, and to see what they did to it was really sad, you know.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah,
I watched the original trilogy. I really like those movies. I watched them this past year for the first time.
yeah,
So I don't have any nostalgia for them, but they're really good. I didn't bother with the
yeah.
new ones at all.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
guessing that's
Kingdom of the Crystal
just
Skull was even better than that one, and that's saying a lot because I don't really like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that much these days. You know, I used to like when I was younger, but no, like I would take Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again over the Dial of Destiny.
yeah.
Jesus.
No. Yeah. Lots of misfires from Disney. Lots of
Hmm.
Guardians was really their only true success. It feels like
I
from
think you're
what
right.
they
Yeah.
showed,
Like, what
like
other Disney
between
project did well this year? Oh,
Elemental did
Avatar.
okay. Avatar's technically last year. It
Oh
did
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
right. I
box
forgot about
office
that.
this year, but like it came
Yeah.
out last year.
No, I
Um,
forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah. So we're kind of getting a break from the MCU, which should be good, honestly. Almost a whole calendar year before they plan to release Captain America 4, which I don't know. We'll see how that comes about. There's obviously a lot of excitement for some of their other projects, like Fantastic Four. People still, I think, are looking forward to. Um, it's interesting now that I think they're relying on a lot of people who are doing TV before, before getting into these Marvel projects. Like I'm looking at their next two directors, like Matt Shackman for Fantastic Four did stuff like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Game of Thrones, Fargo, that kind of stuff.
That's a pretty good resume, actually.
It's a good resume. Like they're good shows. I don't love his. Oh, he did WandaVision too. What am I talking about?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
another
actually quite
show, but
I didn't mind WandaVision. I thought that
yeah,
was a pretty good fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this guy named Jake Shearer who did
Jake Shearer.
yeah, did he's doing Thunderbolts with Steven Yeun. That's probably the only. That is genuinely maybe the only MCU film I'll see, and that still comes out in July 2025. Unless
Yeah.
one of these has like really great critical hits, I can't imagine I'm gonna want to see Deadpool 3. I didn't like the first Deadpool. Sean Levy's directing this Deadpool. Sean Levy has made nothing but mediocrity his entire career. He's Canadian. I appreciate him as a person. Like, what?
Yes, it's
Stranger
mediocre,
Things?
but I do really like the Night at the Museum movies. Though, and he did
That's
do
fair. I can.
some. Uh,
Yeah, that's fair.
but yeah, the first two were kind of bangers. The third one, not so much. But I mean, I still enjoyed those films. But I understand that they're not high cinema or whatever. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I remember vaguely enjoying one of them, but like they're also never something I check out now. Um, so
Be sponsoring me at this point. I use your stuff all the time. Oh, the Ninth Museum films. Yeah, no.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's no. Actually, I think that's it. Yeah. No, there hasn't been too much movie news from what I can see on here, and that's as far as I'm willing to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, hit me. What news do you got? You always
Um,
got some pretty good news. You get those deep. An insider. You're a credited journalist. Look at you. Yeah,
technically,
moving
yeah.
up in the world. Still doing your blog?
Yeah, I've been doing. It's a website that I've been writing for. I still do some reviews for them every now and then. I'm probably going to be doing more this upcoming semester since my course load is going to be not as great as this past semester. So, looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's always what I like to hear, man. Good for you. I'm glad you're still having success.
Yeah.
But anyways, hit us with those news pieces, my son. I want to hear them. Let's go.
I'm assuming you've heard stuff about what's happening. Oh, jeez. You just turned into. Do you see your camera?
I'm moving right now.
All I see on my end is like pixel nonsense.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, like it looks to me like your camera just died.
Really?
Yeah,
My camera is definitely turned on right now. I can still see it. Do you
I
think there's
don't.
an issue with Discord or?
It feels like this is looking real weird. Here, I'm gonna take a picture and show you what I'm seeing right now because it's real weird.
Yeah, sure.
Um, yeah, I don't know what the heck this is going on.
That's so
Maybe
weird because I have like a perfect picture of myself over here. I'm not sure what's going on over there.
here I'm sending it to you on Instagram.
Okay, let's take a look.
We should maybe try to restart the call, but yeah, it's weird.
Okay. What the fuck
Yeah,
is that?
yeah.
Jesus
This
Christ.
is what
Oh my lord.
I don't understand what's going on. Here, I'm gonna
That's hilarious.
get off the call and rejoin.
Okay, sounds good, buddy. No problem.
Okay, you're back to normal. I don't know what the
Okay.
hell that was.
It may have been on your end then.
Potentially, I don't know. Again, Discord Wi-Fi being weird. I have no idea. You remember when Melissa Barea was basically fired?
Oh
From
fuck yeah!
Scream
No, I should have
7?
mentioned that actually. I
Um,
do have an opinion on that.
yeah, no, for sure. But the Jenna Ortega also subsequently exited the film.
Left.
And
Yeah.
now I believe the guy who was slated to direct the film um, has exited that job.
Uh-oh.
Um, yeah, he called it a dream job that turned into a nightmare, and my heart did break for everyone involved. So basically, Scream 7's kind of dead. Like, they've been doing well, I think, financially before this,
Yeah, they have, and
but
somewhat critically
yeah,
as
I
well.
don't
They've
know.
been getting like around 70s, but
I get,
that is really disappointing.
yeah, I don't know. Whoever was in charge of, I think they call it Spyglass Productions, who were the main producers of the movie, just really screwed their
They dropped them.
franchise. Yeah, I don't know.
They did, like, respectfully, and I'm gonna make this incredibly clear. All right, I don't want to get too. I know we don't like to get political in here, but it's not anti-Semitic if you're anti the current Israel government. That's fucked up that people make that conflation. And
Yeah,
Melissa Barrera should not be fired for standing up for human rights. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
yeah.
People are allowed to have an opinion. She's being respectful about it. She's simply advocating, for the human rights of a lot of these people who are being killed right now, right? It's not a good situation all around, and I don't understand what the hell they were doing firing her for that. I can understand firing someone for having anti-vax opinions, right? Because that's actively dangerous. You're actively, contributing to the spread of a disease by creating doubt in people's minds about taking a vaccine that could prevent that, infection from spreading further. But this is having an opinion on an international conflict, right?
Yeah,
This is just it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Like I don't understand like why the hell they think that would be okay to fire her over. Like it wasn't bringing any controversy to the movie until they fired her.
yeah. And now the
It
movie's
was
basically
very
dead
very
in the
strange.
water. Like, apparently Jenna
Yeah,
Ortega left because of commitments to Wednesday season 2. But, like,
she was doing it before, like
yeah.
while she was shooting Wednesday. So like I mean, like if they're gonna fire her on-screen sister, why the fuck would she stay?
I don't know.
Like
It's, yeah. I mean,
hmm.
I don't know. Clearly, whoever was in charge of that production company thought, you know, like, obviously, people speaking out on either side have caused violence against both groups. There has been violence against
There definitely has. You're not wrong about it.
Jewish
It's
people.
not a great
Yeah, I know.
situation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
people shouldn't be fired
yeah.
for having an opinion,
Yeah,
though.
of
I
course,
know
of
that you
course.
agree
No,
with
no,
that.
I very
Yeah,
much agree with that.
yeah,
And I guess obviously they took it to the extent where they believed that it would inspire some kind of violence, And I don't know, like, to some extent, I think a lot of people in the Jewish community are taking statements like that very personally, as they
yeah,
somehow, I don't know, too many of them have just associated themselves with the Israeli government, which to me is very
yeah,
weird as people like who are mostly Israeli American who
yeah,
live in America. I don't know.
yeah.
To me, that's very weird, considering what they're doing. And I know it also has religious ties that are very strong and influence how people act. But, like, when I think about it for me, it was like if I got, like, it feels like, to some extent, me or, like, other Chinese Americans who, and, like, Canadians who would get mad at, people criticizing the Chinese government, which people do all the time because they're, like, anti-democracy. The same,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, like, again, I know the religious ties make it different, but that's the view I get. I've never seen any, like, China, especially, like, celebrities or Chinese American, Asian Americans who have a platform say anything like that ever.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't get it. I don't know. It's very weird. And yeah, I
No,
don't
it
know.
is very odd.
It's
Yeah.
a clearly humanitarian crisis, and, like, that seems to be ignored way too much of the time. Like, for both countries
No,
to a
you're
certain
so
extent,
right.
but Palestine and the Gaza Strip very much, have clearly
Yeah.
been depleted of resources and are still under attack seemingly every day. And
Yeah.
so, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's really shocking all the things that have been happening over there. It's not been great. And then the fact that Hamas is also using the Palestinian people as a meat shield essentially has not been great either. I don't condone that at all. I want to make that especially clear. You
yeah,
know,
no, it's a
but I would say Israel's response is a bit over the top. But anyways, we're not here to solve that conflict. I think
no.
that would be arrogant of us to suggest that, But just the main point of this is that Melissa Barrera's firing was unjust, and
Yeah,
yeah, the Spyglass has probably just axed their biggest franchise right now. So
yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why they would do something so stupid. Like nobody was even like there was no attention being drawn to what she was saying other than positive until they fired her, right?
Yeah, really.
It's they literally, like you put it, they just shot themselves in the foot. There's really no point to that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think someone with a lot of power took some stuff way too personally. Probably it's Spyglass and.
It's like when Norm Macdonald got fired from SNL over his like OJ Simpson jokes. Like, it's really not that deep, man. Like, just let the people do it. Like, people are allowed to have an opinion. That's the great thing about free speech in North America. Like as long as it's not harming anybody, you can say what you want, right? And you can have an opinion on literally anything. And to fire her on that is, I mean, I understand that it's not the government doing this, right? So it's not exactly infringing upon her rights, but it kind of is in a certain way as well.
Obviously, free speech doesn't protect your ability to be fired from your job. But it also doesn't mean you should be necessarily abusing the fact that people are using their free speech, especially for something like this. Yeah. Anyways, I'll move on. Jordan Peele, man, I feel like nothing but bad news. So Jordan Peele's new movie was supposed to be up for a Christmas release next year. It's not on the slate anymore, though. So something tells me that part of the reason's probably the writer's strike. I don't know if he has a script done, but my guess is he's gonna let that keep cooking. Obviously,
you
let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, let him fucking cook because he
cook.
gave us Nope. Yeah. Nope was fucking fantastic. I really enjoyed Nope, actually. It was a bit odd at sometimes, but man, I had a good time with that one. No. I'm really excited to see what he does next.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. You let him cook. We'll wait. I'll wait as long as is needed to make a really good next Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Oscar shortlist came out for a bunch of categories. I don't know if you knew this. Oppenheimer wasn't on visual effects.
Yes.
Saw that.
That's fucked up, honestly. Like, because I understand that these days it's like visual effects is always associated with CGI, but practical in-camera effects are just as impressive, or even more impressive than CGI spectacle. And the fact that Oppenheimer was not even considered on the shortlist is beyond ridiculous, And like, I don't understand a lot of the thought process behind like, these fucking like academies for pieces of media, especially the Grammys. But that's a whole other story. We don't talk about music on this, but I could go hours about how much I dislike the Grammys. But sometimes the Oscars and the Golden Globes, even more so, they just make some boneheaded choices every now and again.
It's more honestly concerning to me that like I think what people should be more concerned about is that the fact that practical effects and all that practical work isn't acknowledged at the Oscars. Like that's the weirder part to me. Like all the effort
the amount of effort,
especially when like audiences and like critics and a lot of industry members praise all the in-camera stuff that people are like able to do, especially a guy like Nolan. It's never actually what's rewarded. It's always what's made in computers.
Yeah, that's so dumb. Like, where's the incentive for like filmmakers to keep doing that? Because that always looks the best. That always ages the best. Even if there is like CGI, practical effects mixed with CGI will look infinitely better in the long run, and will lead to your film being, I think, immortalized in time. We've seen that with a lot of great films, like for example Nolan's earlier works, like The Dark Knight. Yeah, it had CGI, and same with The Dark Knight Rises. Both of those films utilized CGI, but they also had so much practical in-camera stuff that it made it hard to distinguish between the two for a long time, and it kind of blends together in a nice way. And I don't get why more films just move away from that, like, because I feel like it would probably be cheaper as well, if I'm not mistaken, because a lot of the worlds computers are creating, it's cheaper and it looks better. So like, where's the downside aside from actually someone might get hurt? That's the only downside I can think of, to be honest. But like, if you take the risk, you can make something really good. So that's all I'm really trying to say.
Yeah, obviously, and like I think Nolan obviously embraced, once he was able to do almost everything in camera. You just do everything in camera, and it looks really good. You can't even they have stuff in there like that was really impressive with like the shaking backgrounds. They just did that with a projector. Like they would just take a photo of the set and then project it onto the back, and then shake the projector. Like that's it, and it looks like really good on IMAX cameras. Like that kind of innovation is, I think, what makes filmmaking like really cool and really special. And like when you can make that stuff look good, like visual effects to some extent. It's really cool what, a lot of filmmakers are able to do with CGI, but like when you can do something practical and like it's almost simple trick, like it's almost, again, it's like a magic trick. When you're able to do that kind of stuff, it's like the best parts of filmmaking. When you're able to do like very simple things to create like these like otherworldly effects. Same with like, when he's like looking at the swirling like particles in the sky when he's laying in his bed, like that was just like a swirling, like that was in camera, like just some light.
Yeah, I did hear about that too.
Machinery.
I thought that was so cool, to be honest. Like everything visually that they did in that film was phenomenal. I mean, apart from my quick bathroom break, I was glued to my seat. Like I was blown away with what I saw, and especially I think the nuclear bomb scene, obviously that stands out the most because like I'm still kind of unsure how much explosives it took to even recreate something to that level, but like scaled down, like that must have been insane for them to do something like that. It's so impressive, and the fact that it's not even considered and not acknowledged in that way is really sad, because a lot of effort was put into that, and like it's just gonna. I mean, people won't forget because like we know what we saw, we know how cool it was, but like certainly the Academy will, I think, and that's really a shame. So
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways. Illumination apparently is trying to create a Nintendo cinematic universe.
I did hear about that.
So apparently the studio shared a pitch that with Nintendo that would evolve into a Super Smash Bros. Film. Fine. This was a little bit inevitable. I don't know how you're gonna make a plot out of Super Smash Bros. Exactly. Like I don't know. They're basically trying to do an MCU, I guess, of these characters. I don't know how they're gonna make the excuse for all these characters coming into the same world. Like, because I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be living in the same world. I don't know. They're probably just gonna do some dumb multi-dimensional world travel thing or whatever.
I think you're
it's
right.
fine. It seems inevitable that like this will try to replace the MCU and like, and it's even more catered to kids in that way. I think like part of a good strategy for Nintendo to keep introducing their brand to like kids, and kids will still love Mario. Kids will still love all their other characters. And maybe they'll buy their games. They'll buy Switches and play Super Mario Odyssey or Wonder. I think that was the new game this year. And they'll just keep doing that for the rest of the next 10 years or so until, I don't know, they become irrelevant or something. Maybe, who knows, with how technology moves.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I actually didn't mind the Mario movie. Like it was by no means fantastic, but it knew what it was, and I respected it for just kind of doing a simplistic approach to adapting the game, and that was fine. I'm cool with that. I even didn't mind Chris Pratt as Mario, but like I don't know if I really need a cinematic universe of this stuff.
Yeah, probably not. But
I don't even know if I want to see another Mario movie. To be quite honest with you.
Oh, you're gonna have one to see if you want. Probably, I can almost guarantee you that with how well the first one did. So
yeah, I know. Yeah. At least we'll see more of Jack Black as Bowser.
Probably.
That'll be nice.
Oh yeah, people also got mad that Peaches was snubbed. That was kind of funny. It was not on the original song shortlist because it got nominated.
What is on the original song list?
3 Barbie songs. I'm Just Ken, Dance the Night. What Was I Made For? I'm trying to think of anything else. A random song from Wes Anderson's Asteroid City, which is honestly just a complete joke song, but it's kind of funny it's even there. Some other I can't even remember. This one song from Rustin with Coleman Domingo. A couple songs from Color Purple. I don't know if there's anything else the Olivia Rodrigo song from Hunger Games. Is there.
That one wasn't too bad, but I mean, considering 3 Barbie songs have been nominated, I think it's a safe bet we know which one is going to win. And if it's not I'm Just Ken, I think that would be a huge mistake because that was the movie song of the year, easily.
It probably, yeah. I mean, didn't Ryan Gosling release an EP of
a Christmas version of it? Yeah, I did see that. I thought that was so silly and so on brand. He's literally me. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my girlfriend's gonna be mad. I think she sometimes is upset at how much attention Ken gets. Like
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling has got. Like, I mean, he's gotten more Oscar attention overall, and like obviously, I think the movie is obviously about Barbie and not Ken, mainly.
Yeah.
But you know,
Mm.
obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm Just Ken wins over. I mean, Billie Eilish already won an Oscar a couple years ago. There's this movie called Spaceman, which is starring Paul Dano, Carey Mulligan, and Adam Sandler. By the director of the Chernobyl series, if you recall that at all.
Neil Druckmann?
Johan Rennick?
Oh, Johan Rennick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
I think Neil. Wasn't that the guy who did? I don't know.
Last of Us. Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was the one who was also.
Oh right, yeah, no, not him. Not him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But I don't know. It looks like an interesting movie. I don't know. It looks like a Stalker remake almost. If you know what that, what's. Have you heard of Stalker by Tarkovsky?
No, I have not
Okay.
actually.
That's all good. What else is there? Oh, Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach got married. Fun fact.
Oh yeah, I saw
After
that.
12 years
Congratulations to
dating.
them. Yeah, entertainment power couple right there. Honestly, they made in my opinion, like my favorite movie of the year. To be honest, I know it probably won't win as many awards as Oppenheimer will, but like I still think it was a phenomenal movie, and I'm very happy that they get to continue to make more projects together. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No.
What else you got, Manny? Oh, sorry.
No, of course. Barbie, I think, could surprise at the Oscars. It did get stumped for makeup and hair, by the way, which
Wait, what?
was very surprised. Yeah, it did. It was not a
Get
short
the
list.
fuck out of here, man! Like, are you actually serious?
Yeah.
How goofy can they be? That's actually insane. Like the amount of looks and hairdos that were in that film were off the charts, and they didn't even consider it.
Yeah, I don't. It's not. Yeah, it's not even on the short list. I think one big thing being revealed is that so often it feels like the voters are ignoring the hairstyling in makeup and hairstyling, and looking at the makeup and like the prosthetic work that people are doing.
Oh yeah. I assume Maestro's been nominated for it then.
Yeah,
that's the case.
Maestro's there. Poor Things is there. Oppenheimer's there. Beau is Afraid is there. I don't know if you recall anything from Beau.
I remember Beau is Afraid. Yeah, I don't know. I know it didn't do that great.
Yeah,
but...
no, I did not like it. That's about all I have. I'll recommend. I want to recommend that you see. Here, I'll talk to you about these later. But we can get into Saltburn now.
Yes.
I'd say.
Okay.
We're pretty much done with news, so.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah. So Saltburn is a 2023 film that is now on Prime Video for I think worldwide, basically, for anyone to see. Stars Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, Rosamund Pike, Richard E. Grant, and Archie.
Carey Mulligan.
Oh, and Carey Mulligan is also in it. It is about I guess, not so well off Oxford student who's a little bit of a loser, played by Barry Keoghan, who's Felix. No, he's not Felix. Oliver, who kind of becomes obsessed with Felix, played by Jacob Elordi, who is part of a very rich, kind of aristocrat British family, and he ends up staying with them for the summer. And then wacky hijinks ensue. Is the easy way to say it without spoiling immediately everything. But I think we should get into spoilers because otherwise I'd say it's...
No, there's no way to talk about this movie without spoiling it, so let's just fucking get into this.
All
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
So, yeah, this movie is fine.
Fucked up, man. It's a little bit fucked up. I can't lie. I didn't have... It was uncomfortable to watch. Very uncomfortable.
It was honestly funny to me, just because I personally, I've seen a lot of shit in some of these movies in general. And I already knew about the tub. But just seeing people's reactions to it was the funnier part, honestly.
I would say that's not even the worst scene in the movie, though.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, but I feel
the worst scene in the movie. I think you know where I'm going. It's where he eats someone out on their period and then rubs their period blood on her face. I would say that was the worst for me. Do you have any idea how I had to get up and walk around after that? That was shocking. Like, I mean, maybe the second worst. I think I know what you're also thinking about is like, you know, the scene where he's like humping the grave,
the dead. Okay, Felix dies in the movie. By the way, yeah, and yeah, that was the most shocking to me, because also they just hold that camera shot for a long time.
Yeah.
It was honestly just funny to me, the period one. At least when like he's like going into the bathtub and you just see the red across his mouth. I'm just like, he's the Joker. Which is funny.
He literally is the
Joker.
Yeah.
I'm just like, so it was more funny to me than anything. The more disturbing one overall to me was the just stripping himself and humping the freaking dead grave of Felix.
I mean, to be honest, that was pretty strange. And then, I mean, this one wasn't as bad, but just like it was kind of, I wasn't really shocked to it. I wasn't really shocked by it by this point, but like just him ending the film, dancing around his house naked.
That was the best scene in the film, probably.
I saw his cock and balls, Daniel. I saw his cock and balls.
Yeah, I did.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, I mean, the one thing I will say, Barry Keoghan, I thought was phenomenal in this film. Like, that's the one, I can definitely say that man was committed, and I don't know how, because I understand I'm not a professional actor like he is, but like, how I can't even begin to fathom how one just
goes balls
takes
out.
Something like that. Yeah, like take something like everything
out.
He's done in that film seriously. Like, how could you stay serious for that? Like, that's just wild.
For one, he's not actually doing most of the stuff. I mean, like, obviously, I don't think there was any blood or cum involved.
Well, I mean, I understand that, obviously, but, like, you know, I'm talking about, like, the more, like, especially the fucking grave humping scene.
The
like,
grave humping one, that's commitment.
Yeah, that is commitment. He put his whole Irish badussie in there, you know?
Exactly,
so he
correct.
Did a really good job.
And just did it. You know, I think he's great. I think Barry Keoghan will be amazing in anything he's ever in. Probably he's that kind of actor.
Oh, phenomenal actor. Yeah.
Jacob Elordi's charming. He works in this film.
I would say so. I can understand why Oliver might be obsessed with him.
Yeah, I like Rosamund Pike.
Yeah. She's pretty funny, actually.
She's pretty funny.
Like she's just so detached from everything around her. You know, it's like I think the one line was like, you know, she found out that her friend was dead, and then she's like, "Oh, the bitch would do anything for attention." Essentially, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Like, it's fucked up in such a morbid way, but it's quite a good laugh I got.
She is the most passive aggressive, like extreme version of that, like passive aggressive mother, like comment, and plus she's rich, and so she's making all these insane comments. Frankly, that just seems so detached from the real world and like any sense of empathy that she has. And that's kind of the point. She's like a really funny sociopath in that way. Even though she tries to act like a normal person in society, sort of. It's almost her society because the whole film takes place at like her house.
Saltburn.
I gotta say, my biggest problem with it is the screenplay. It's not amazing. That's easily the weakest part of the film to me. 'Cause like the theme is kind of interesting that like Oliver clearly just wanted to either be with Felix the entire time and like be so like his like best friend and like live his life like by his side, or when that's about to not happen, he decides to just kill everybody and then he gets to live the life himself.
Yeah.
Even though I thought that was not the transition between those two wasn't the best. Like, you know, like, I think the strongest part is the fact that it seemed like he was trying to lie and portray himself as, like, you know, as this poor, underprivileged kid, and you believe him, right?
No, honestly, I was convinced, you know, and then once it was revealed, like I was like, oh my god, that's fucking psychotic, man.
But like,
Jesus.
it honestly seems like a more relatable character. Like I can honestly believe like a almost like a mediocre middle class guy, you know, who's like really smart, believing, but like has no connections or anything, believing that he deserves to be, you know, living that life of luxury and like being bored with his life. So then he sees, you know, Felix, who's not nearly as smart or anything or hardworking. Like, not that Oliver's necessarily that hardworking in the film. There's no particular evidence of that, but he's very smart. Obviously, being smarter than Felix, and so then he like attaches himself to him, and then knows he can do that better by portraying himself as someone who like needs help, and like playing on his sympathies. That's the part of the film that, you know, could be misconstrued. Like, I don't think this is what Emerald Fennell is going to, because it can almost seem like a danger about helping someone you think is poor, because then it'll turn out they're not as poor as they think, and they'll kill your whole family and take over.
Yeah, that's why I always say as a extremely wealthy person, fuck the poor. They don't deserve your sympathy, and you should not treat them like human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Am I right, man?
It kind of goes like that a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. You're not wrong. I do see that.
I don't know. Well, now that I'm thinking about saying it like this, I almost can't defend that it doesn't seem like that, because that's literally what happens in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know. I can see why a lot of people thought that the film was bad just for that, especially since Emerald Fennell comes from a very rich family. It's like she could have literally been making the family on her own. It could also be that she thinks maybe she also thinks her family deserves to die, and so she just made a film where her family just gets slaughtered by this conniving,
hot take of the year,
I think, smart guy. I don't know. I could see that. Like, because she doesn't really have that much sympathy for the rich people either. Like, like, while they obviously die, and, you know, it's easy to have sympathy, I guess, for someone who's murdered, you can see why she could maybe justify that they deserve it. Like, especially Rosamund Pike, and, I don't know. Richie Grant, he's kind of neutral. But, and obviously the kids feel very spoiled, but, like, I don't know. It's almost like she's also facing the conundrum. Like, it's almost impossible not to be spoiled if you're that rich. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting to think about that.
I feel like it's definitely possible not to be spoiled, but just it's so easy to become spoiled when you're that rich.
Probably,
I feel like,
yeah. You know? And I think it's very easy for your parents just to spoil you and not have to deal with you by keeping you entertained with what money can provide. That seems to sometimes be the point. That character I don't know what his name is. I guess, you know, what is his name? The other guy who's in the house with them. I don't remember.
Farley.
Farley.
Yeah.
His character's kind of useless. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He is just there to stir the pot a couple times. But other than that, he just kind of comes back for no reason. The other thing that's kind of weak, I think, is that the film very much comes off of Barry Keoghan had a plan to invade these people's lives, and he did it. Like, there's no...
He succeeded.
He succeeded. There's no true conflict in the midst of that, I feel like. Like, his plan almost goes awry, but then he's like, oh, I'll just kill him instead, kind of thing. Like, he found out I was lying, I'll just kill him now. Like, there's no true obstacle for Barry as a protagonist. And, you know, obviously, he's not particularly likable, especially by the end of the film. But, it's easy to, be entertained by him. It's just more that he doesn't have any, again, he doesn't have that many obstacles to deal with, really. Or, hesitation. He's just purely, he goes for the goal and he gets it kind of thing. Which I don't think provides the most dramatic conclusion at all. Even though I like the idea at the end that, now he's, so free. He can do whatever he wants. Dance through this whole mansion naked. with the music.
Yeah.
I like the final track. It's very memorable and catchy.
Oh no, that's one thing I will say as well. Like I hate to like interrupt you, but like the music I thought was pretty good throughout the entire film. I like the song choices.
Yeah, they were good.
I feel like it really represents the time period well. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of the, especially like I don't know. I think there's one track I really liked from the film. I mean, obviously, "Murder on the Dance Floor" is excellent, but I really liked I think "Perfect Exciter" or whatever. That was a really good song too. From like the party scene just after Felix finds out Oliver's like a fraud essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, the whole movie's littered with great music, and I think it does make you feel like this is the type of stuff you could like hear at a household or environment like this, I guess. So,
yeah. No. It works. Like, I like how it implements media. I think it's really well shot. Like Linus Sandgren did the cinematography. He's worked with Damien Chazelle on his last few films.
Yeah,
he knows
the
what
4:3 aspect ratio was pretty interesting as well.
No,
you don't normally see that a lot of the time. Yeah,
but yeah, the movie looked nice.
It did.
I think,
very nice.
And I think the direction of how it was shot and everything was interesting. It looked good.
Yeah.
I think I just want to see Emerald Fennell shoot and direct someone else's script, I think, at this point. Because I think somewhat, that's also some of the issues I had with Promising Young Woman, is I felt there was some clear kinks in the script that just did not work. And she clearly loves this kind of social thriller thing.
Yeah.
Kind of a thriller in the real world almost, in a lot of ways, even though, I don't know.
Yeah.
By the end of the movie, it doesn't seem too believable that he did all this and just got away with it. To some extent.
Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong. My dad mentioned that as well, actually, because like he literally yanks out Rosamund Pike's life support. Like, how's he supposed to play that off? Like, maybe he stages it somehow, but like his fingerprints would still be all over. It'd be very suspicious.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know how he does that. And again, he just gets away with all the murders as well and everything, and just yeah.
Yeah.
The montage showing how he like set everything up was not nearly as satisfying as I think intended. It feels like like showing like, oh, he spiked Felix's tire. He did have money to pay for the drinks, but he let Felix buy them for him instead, and all that stuff. It was not very satisfying reveal, but I don't know. It's kind of a funny scene to see him just like standing over a dying Rosamund Pike and just. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, he also seems so weird and detached that, like, I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to be... Because he also ends up being like a Daniel Day-Lewis in There'll Be Blood, like just completely sociopathic, psychopathic character. But he also has these weird attachments to the people. Like, unlike... that character, like Daniel Plainview in There'll Be Blood, he seems to like care about people, or like he does stuff for them or to them in some way. Because I guess he feels like almost personally wronged by them.
Yeah.
Like, he takes things personally, but at the same time, it's like it seemed like all he wanted was this rich, luxurious life. In the end. Yeah. That's all I have to really say about it. My girlfriend didn't really like Rosamund Pike as well. I would say.
She did?
She thinks that she should get a... So I think if I asked her right now what her favorite supporting performances were, Rosamund Pike would probably be one of them.
I think that's a valid choice. Yeah. Your girlfriend sounds like she's got a good taste in movies, man.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. I must meet her at some point. Bring her on the show or whatever. That'd be alright.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as this movie goes, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Probably not worth as much discussion as it's gone. People talking about the shocking scenes and how they're maybe not shocking or shocking. Sure, everyone, depending on what kind of films you've seen, are going to think it's shocking or not shocking. But, like, I don't know. It doesn't really add to the story that much. I think most people...
No, I would say that sometimes these scenes are a little bit distracting from the overall plot, actually. Yeah, because that's all I can think about now. I don't think that... I mean, I remember the plot, but it's definitely not as memorable as some of those scenes, for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd probably go a little bit lower. I'd probably give it like a 5.5. You know, like I think there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good within this movie, but I just think it is a bit disjointed and a little bit messy. you know. So it's not as good as maybe it could have been, but
yeah, for sure.
That's okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
I can quickly share our Metacritic battle with you.
Sure. Well, do you want me to quickly mention some of the TV shows that I've
yeah, you can
been
do
watching
that
as well, or do you want to save that for after this?
We can do
Okay,
that
so
afterwards, maybe.
sure. Actually, yeah, let's do this quickly. Like, why not? Like, it's probably like pretty much all wrapped up, anyways. We can just take a look. We can do this, and then I'll mention my TV shows, and we'll leave off from there.
Yeah, I do have to update some of them. I haven't touched this in a while.
No, it's all good, man. I get it. We've both been pretty busy.
So you had All of Us Strangers, which actually hasn't come out yet. At least in Canada, it doesn't come out till January 5th. This is probably my most anticipated movie I haven't seen in 2023 yet. It has a 90 now, down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Killers of the Flower. That's still very good. I got that. Killers of the Flower Moon, 89 still. You picked La Chimera, which I don't think got a wide release this year, but has an 86. So down a little bit. Maestro. Do you have any interest in Maestro? Because honestly, I don't know if you'd like it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's just like, I'm sure it's a well put together movie, and I don't knock Bradley Cooper for the lengths he's gone to, you know, portray this person accurately. But at the same time, I'm just seeing it for what, quite frankly, there's no debate about this, what it is, and that's Oscar bait. And I don't like Oscar bait. I think Oscar bait movies are kind of a cancer in the film industry. They're just made to win awards, and I think that's not how it should be. They should just be made to be good movies first and foremost. If they win awards, that's also a bonus, right? Like, it's weird that these movies get engineered to win awards, and then nobody ever really talks about them again after the award season is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of the scores that I left off with have gone down, since usually they have better scores at festivals than they actually do once they hit wide release. Season 4 of Fargo. Wait. No. Season 5 of Fargo did pretty well. 80 out of 100. That's pretty good. I have not heard a lick about the show, though. That was surprising to me. I haven't heard anything about it, but apparently it's good reviews. It has some good actors in it. Sex Education Season 4. How did that end? 70. It's alright. Oh, Skull Pilgrim vs. the World you have. That did. Did you ever check that out at all?
I haven't got to see it yet, actually. I mean, it's on Netflix. I know that. I'll just have to check it out at some point.
I think I said Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Scott Pilgrim takes off. But it has a very good score, 82. It's pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice.
The Morning Show.
Morning Show.
Season 3. 65. Not bad.
Oh, horrible. I'll take that.
Alright, let's look at mine. The Zone of Interest I know has gone down. I think it's also at a 90. This is actually my favorite film of the year so far, though. It's very good. I saw it TIFF. It's very strong.
I'm just gonna.
Hello?
No, I was just gonna say I might just quickly look up Zone of Interest because I haven't really heard much about this actually.
You know what?
I'm gonna quickly look up Zone of Interest because I haven't really heard too much about this.
Sorry, my audio cut out.
Oh, okay. I was just saying I might quickly look up Zone of Interest because I haven't really heard a lot about it, right? So I want to see what's going on there.
With what?
With Zone of Interest. My fucking god.
Sorry, my audio went out.
Curse your fucking old computer. Jesus.
No, it was my headphones died.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah. Poor Things was really good. 86. I think you might like Poor Things. It was pretty good. Yeah, also an 86. I feel like Metacritic scores are also generally lower than they were last year.
Oh, fuck, no, I have actually heard about this film, actually. Oh, no, it's a Holocaust film. I remember what's it called? Some of my friends at school, they went to go see it. They said it was really good. It was at WIF. Like,
oh, yeah.
International Film Festival.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Excellent.
May, December was really good, actually.
Yeah, I heard May December
85.
was quite good. I might check it out. I hear, which is crazy to me, because like I mean, no knock against Charles Melton, but you know he did come from a show that is notorious for bad writing and bad acting. So to see that it was never him and it was just fucking Roberto Aguirre as the cause, it makes me happy. I'm glad that it hasn't like wrecked his career. Because,
Yeah, no.
I feel like for some of the people from Riverdale, like they haven't really gotten too much since then, right?
Yeah, nothing is big, I think, overall, or that was really awardsy. He'll probably get nominated for May December. He's very good in it. He honestly might be my winner if I voted today. Like if I was voting, and yeah, he was really good.
It's basically like he's like a guy who got groomed, right? And then he ended up marrying his groomer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yikes. I heard it's also based off a true story as well.
Yeah, it is.
That's even more sad, actually. But...
Yeah, no. Me and Liv looked at the true story. It's fucking wild. 73. It's not bad. I think my TV shows were not as strong as yours for sure.
Well, thank goodness for that, because, I feel like you may have got me beat in the movie category, so I definitely needed that boost in TV.
Lessons in Chemistry at a 68 out of 100 in The Crown.
Oh, wait, yeah. Lessons in Chemistry. I kept seeing clips of that on TikTok. Is it any good? Have you seen it?
No. I haven't heard much about it, honestly, overall. Yeah. Other than seeing that it had decent critic reviews. Okay. Gotta do some math now. That I've calculated them all. Okay.
Wait, why do we only have 3 TV shows?
All of us... Yeah, I had to edit it a little bit because there was 2 things. We each had one thing that wasn't coming out till next year, actually. They just only premiered at festivals. So they didn't have Metacritic scores yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I really fucked up when Next Goal Wins. I was not expecting that to be as,
No. People are just hating on Taika Waititi. Next Goal Wins is just fine. 44 is a bit harsh, in my opinion. It's just an okay movie. Okay. 70 for The Color Purple. Not amazing, but some decent buzz. Monster, 81. Dumb Money, 66. Hitman, 82. And then Next Goal Wins, 44. Fargo, 80. Sex Education, a 70. Scott Program Takes Off, an 82. And The Morning Show, 65. So that's that divided by 13. Your average was 75.5.
Okay. Not too bad.
I think that's one of the higher ones. Cause I don't know. I can look at. Did I average? I did like totals last time. Last time, you had an average of 69.5. So definitely better than last time, honestly.
Nice.
Right. Zone of Interest, 91. Poor Things, 86. Anatomy of Fall, also 86. Boy in the Hair, 92.
Boy in the Hair was good.
Killer.
I'm probably going to go see that over the break. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. You should see it. 85 for May December. That's a big one for me. Priscilla, 78. Pretty good. Holdover, 82. Also pretty good. Evil Does Not Exist, 78. Lodge Lees, Les Desirables, 58. Not as good. Rick and Morty, 73. Lessons in Chemistry, not 86, 68. And then The Crown Season 6, 61. Ooh. Total of 77.7. Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for you. Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, that's okay. That was a pretty close one.
That was alright. I think, because you won... I think you won this one?
I won the previous one?
You won the last one, yeah. The summer one that we did.
Oh, really?
And then... Okay. I don't know who won. Oh, you won this one, too. You were on back-to-back wins. I think.
So what's the overall
I think
scroll
we're
right now?
2-2 now.
Oh really?
I believe
Okay.
so.
This is
Or
pretty,
maybe
close.
yeah, you won this one. I'm pretty sure I won. Yeah, I won this one. You won that one. You won this one, and then I won this one. Yeah, I think we're 2-2 now.
Okay.
So I might drop one for winter spring of 2024. Eventually, we can do another time maybe
Sounds good.
before we
I'm
go
ready
back
for
to
that.
school. But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, honestly, I've seen most stuff from this year. Just based off the fact that I've TIFF and everything and lots of theater trips. So whatever you see this holidays is maybe what we can talk about next time, and we'll do the new Metacritic then. Do another episode
Sure.
before we go back to
Oh
school,
fuck! I
maybe.
forgot to mention. I saw the creator as well.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing I should. I mean, yeah. I mean, I could. I'll just quickly say I'll talk about some TV shows I watched too. Like, creator was it's solid. I think it's not. It's definitely an interesting piece of media. It is a shame it didn't do as well as everyone as I was hoping. It kind of bombed at the box office a little bit. But I think it has the makings of a cult film potentially because it's incredibly well made. It's beautifully shot. Considering how much money they actually put into it, I think it looks phenomenal. They also use cameras that we could realistically use at school to make this film, which is another really cool thing about it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I had some friends who enjoyed the creator. Story wise, they didn't say it was very strong, but technically they thought it was very good.
Technically it's an amazing film. The story is a bit messy and disjointed sometimes, but I definitely had fun with it, and it did blow me away quite a bit in terms of visuals. And it's also I did kind of like some of its themes as well. It's kind of interesting there.
All right.
But I don't think I'm gonna give it a rating because we don't really have time for that. But I'll quickly mention some of the TV shows I watched as well, and I'll be very quick about this. So I've been watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters recently, which is the new. It's the first TV show. Oh, sorry, it's not the first TV show. I forgot there's a Kong series that was on Netflix, but it's the second TV show, first live action TV show in the MonsterVerse. It's pretty interesting so far. I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of expanding the lore a bit, kind of also highlighting some aspects that I think might come into play. For the new Godzilla and Kong film that's coming out in 2024, so I'm excited about that. What else? Then I think I also started watching the bloody what's it called? Fuck. Oh yeah, Percy Jackson series that just hit Disney Plus, and first two episodes are doing well out so far, and I was happy with it. Like, as someone who read the books when he was a kid, I would say that it was a pretty faithful adaptation. I think that some people are getting a little too hung up on the fact that people don't look exactly like how they were described in the book. My thing is that, for Rick Riordan, how do I say his last name? Fuck, is it Riordan or is it Riordan? I don't know. Fuck, it doesn't matter. But the author of the book series, he was very involved in the creation of this TV show, and he handpicked all the lead actors. So if he says it's okay, then that's good enough for me. I'm fine with that. And I think the young actors who he chose have been doing very well so far. Especially Walker Scoville, who plays Percy Jackson. I think he embodies the character quite well. He obviously doesn't look like he is described in the book, but I think he is, personality-wise, the way he acts and feels, he feels exactly like how I imagine Percy Jackson while reading those books. So I was happy to see that, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season. Potentially because they've teased this in trailers. It's going to actually be incredibly faithful to the ending of the book. The movies changed a lot, and I was very confused by that when I watched them at the time after reading the books. But I'm happy to see that they're kind of sticking to the source material a bit more here, and I'm excited for future seasons because ostensibly they're going to try and do the entire book series with their show, and I think that would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and one last thing I'll quickly mention. I also started Reacher season 2. Solid as ever. I like Reacher a lot. I don't know if you ever checked it out, but you should. It's a pretty fun action series. But yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a couple things about it.
And go check out go watch Percy Jackson as well. It's very good.
Yeah, I'll quickly recommend you. Yeah, you should see Boy and the Heron. You should see Poor Things, I think, in theaters right now with Emma Stone. She's really good in it. Check out The Curse, maybe. Just if you get the chance. And American Fiction. That's the other one you should look out for. It's really funny. Has Jeffrey Wright in it. Or at least look at the trailer, I'd say. It's pretty good. Yeah. I think that's about it. That's all I have to say about everything. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Dead Film Critics Society podcast. Appreciate all you guys listening. Aiden, appreciate just being able to talk to you again. It's good to see you.
Of course.
Yeah, hopefully we'll do another one of these before it breaks out. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.